Pradeep, the incident took place in January. The charge sheet was going to be filed yesterday. Why were these lawyers protesting? Why did they obstruct justice from happening yesterday?
See, nothing can be more shocking and shameful than this when the custodians of law, in fact, try to block justice to a rape victim. Yesterday, all these lawyers, they gathered inside the court premises and they were protesting against the government, and they were trying to obstruct crime branch officials from presenting charge sheet against 7 accused in rape and murder case of 8-year-old girl. Their objection and argument put forth by them was they were demanding CBI inquiry. They said if the charge sheet is presented, then there will be no CBI inquiry. And the second reason why they were in fact feeling that these people who had been arrested are being framed, they said that one of the special investigative team officials was not having a good track record. But what can be more shameful than this thing, that instead of speaking for the justice of that young girl and justice to the family member of that rape victim, they were trying to support people who were in fact involved in this thing. This incident took place on January 10 when this 8-year-old girl was abducted. 7 days later her body was found, and during the course of investigation it was seen, and DNA also test was done. They found that this girl was kept captive inside a temple where she was gang raped. Later on, her mutilated body was thrown to the forest area. Crime branch had been investigating the matter, and during the process of investigation they were able to arrest 7 people, which included 2 police officials and 1 retired revenue official and a minor child. Yesterday when they were trying to present in fact a charge sheet against the accused, and that was the time when lawyers objected to do it. But what is more shocking is that there is no remorse, there is no regret. Even today they were trying to justify their act, though police had lodged an FIR against them for trying to obstruct crime branch officials from doing their work. But still they were protesting against the government. They are saying that the government has framed all these people. There is lot of resentment. There are several people today in Srinagar as well as in Jammu. They came out on street. They are demanding that license of these bar association members need to be cancelled, because how come they protest for the people who are criminal? How come they protest for the murderers? How come they protest for rapists? So there is a lot of resentment against them. But so far as this lawyer fraternity is concerned, they have no remorse, no regret. Even today they were protesting against the crime branch officials. They were protesting against the police department for lodging an FIR against them, and they were protesting against Mehbooba Mufti government.
Yes, but also take us through the details of the case itself, Pradeep. The incident took place in January. I remember locals even came out in protest at that point of time, demanding that action be taken. It was only in March that the alleged so-called mastermind was actually picked up or even named to begin with.
This incident took place in Rasana. Rasana is a village in Kathua which is about 65 kilometers away from Jammu region, and there the nomad community is putting up. Basically there is a concussion between the Brahmin community and the nomad community. Often in fact the cattle from their side used to go into their fields, and there used to be a kind of a verbal duel between the members of one community with the other. So one day some of the members of that community, they hatched a conspiracy. They thought that there is a need to generate a kind of a fear psychosis among them. So they chose this young little girl. What can be more shocking than this? They chose this girl, they abducted that girl, kept her captive inside a temple. And see, the Brahmins keeping a girl captive inside a temple where she was gang raped. After that, 7 days, her body was thrown. Initially, the police didn't investigate the matter. They tried to botch up the case. And finally, the government had to intervene, and the case was handed over to crime branch. And crime branch, during the process of investigation, they were able to arrest 1 minor, 2 police officials, and the revenue official who was considered to be mastermind behind all this. And during course of investigation, he had agreed upon that they had hatched a conspiracy because they wanted to generate fear psychosis among nomad communities, so that they leave this Rasana village, abandon their homes and settle somewhere else, because they thought that it was because of their presence of the cattle, it has become a nuisance for them, and often on their fields were destroyed because of that. But this was totally, in fact, the kind of a bizarre argument given by the lawyers, that they are demanding CBI inquiry in this case. The question is, how come you defend? Because this was in fact a support from an unusual quarter. Their job is not to defend. They have to ensure that the rights of the girls at any cost are to be defended and supported. But here in this case, they were trying to support the person who are the criminals and accused in this brutal and barbaric
if at
case.
all they have issues with the way the investigation has gone on, they should do what every other citizen of this country would ideally do, which is to go to the court and file a petition. And these are lawyers. They very well know how the legal process works. For them to resort to this kind of a disgusting, shameful behavior where they are chanting slogans in the court complex, asking the crime branch to go back with the accused, not allowing them to file the charge sheet, is completely condemnable. And action must be taken, not just in FIR, but these people must be pulled up and must be made to pay for this kind of an outlandish behavior. Pradeep, thanks so much for joining us for now.